welcome back. This is Jackie at All Things by Jackie. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and for the returnee, thank you so much for always tuning in. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience from when I was in Canada and when I went back home. It's basically just to compare the two together and stuff like that. I've been receiving a lot of questions and stuff about this, how it is different, how I feel about it, what I would have done different, and all these things. So I have a few questions here that I'll be answering that I got it on Instagram. I got it from a lot of people, but for today's, because basically these are the kind of questions that I get, a lot. Hi sweetheart, I'm in UK, but I have questions. I hope you will have time to reply on your busy schedule. You spent a few years back home in Namibia. What are the few things that you would have advised someone living abroad who wants to go back home? That is the first question, and my response will be, guys, things are never enough. Things are never enough, Not that they are never enough, it's just that I feel like the kind of people we use back home, we feel like they are doing everything we want, but when you show up there, you don't really have what you are expecting to have, And I would also say it depends on the kind of lifestyle that you want to maintain, right? Like personally for me, I love Namibia, I love my country, no problem about it, but for my age right now, I'm not ready to stay in Namibia. So my advice to somebody who's in their 30s, 40s, I would be like, just work hard, keep your money in your pockets. You are the best person to save your money. The other people, let's say if you send things back home, trust me, us from my tribe, right? We are Herero, and we believe that if I'm a Herero person, I have to have kettles, of a certain amount. You go if I buy 100 kettles, I'm going to survive, right? That is us. And trust me, if you buy those 100 kettles, for sure 100%, they are going to sustain you for sure, 100% they are going to sustain you. But the problem is, who is doing it for you? Are they really buying the kettles? Are you going to have the issues of drought all the time? Are you going to have the issues of theft all the time? Are they buying what you are asking them to buy? You understand what I mean? I'm hoping that I'm making sense. I don't want to be rambling. I just want to come straight to the point. You understand? So what I'm saying is, me as an individual, I would advise somebody living in the diaspora to invest in properties. Put your money in real estate. And we have these things, right? We go when I go home, I want to have this kind of car and stuff. And you buy the car, then you stay in the UK, in Canada, in the US, wherever you are, and then you end up staying for 3-4 years. By the time you go back home, this car is trash. Not necessarily trash, because you can still use it if it's there. But if it's just going to take out of your pocket, then it should. Unless you have good people, you understand? And there's that thing, you might want that specific car, and that the person might buy something different, or they might buy the one that you want, and then they start using it. You show up in Namibia. There are people that went to Namibia, they bought cars, they showed up, and brothers, sisters, whoever bought the car doesn't want to give the car to them, just because I bought the car, is on my name. What are you going to do about it? It was your money, but what are you going to do about it? It's under my name. It's registered as mine. So, and I'm not giving it to you. So what are you going to do about it? So that's what I'm trying to say. You can buy kettles, but just know that you might not find, if you buy kettles 100, just know that you're going to find maybe 20 or less, or 30 if you are lucky. That is if you are lucky. That's it. If you buy a car and you end up staying for another year in the UK or in the diasporas, just know that you're going to find a mess. You have to go start over, buying a new car or fixing that from scratch, because now you are in Namibia, the pocket is limited, so you don't have a choice but to use what you have. Sometimes you just gotta go with the resources that is there, right? So you end up going with what you have because you don't have a choice. Namibian. Another thing is, if you invest in properties, right? Like I remember back in the days when we came to Canada, whenever you ask somebody like, I want to buy a house, can we find a lawyers and stuff, they used to have that excuse of telling you, no, you are a hero, buy kettles, buy what, okay, I'm buying those. Can I invest in properties, please? Yes, you can invest in properties, and then us with misinformation and not willing to invest in doing our own research and contacting lawyers and all these things, we ended up just going with what we were told. You were told, no, you cannot buy a house under your name while you are living in Canada or you are living in abroad, so the house have to be under somebody else's name. And what happened after that? You show up in Namibia, the house is under somebody else's name and they are not willing to change the house to your name, so you end up losing the house or it end up being a fight. You understand what I mean? But where we are right now, with people like me who went through the experience, and I'm willing to share with everybody living in a diaspora that you can buy a house in Namibia, you can buy a land in Namibia under your name without you being physically in Namibia. Do you get what I'm saying? All you need to do is just that you contact a lawyer, you let's say you find a house, you send your sister, brother, sister, cousin, whatever, whoever's checking out the house for you. This person deal with the agent. They send them papers, or with the house owner, with the homeowner, right? They send them documents. They take these documents to them lawyers. Them lawyers now, when this person is signing, is informing the lawyer that I'm just a co-signer for Jackie. I'm not the homeowner. I'm not the home buyer. I'm the co-signer. I'm signing this because Jackie is currently not in Namibia. She's living in the diaspora, so she cannot be able to be here. So the best way for me is just that I'm just going to co-sign, and then you guys deal with that from here onwards. You understand what I mean? So the lawyers will get your email, as the one that you provided to them. The whole communication thereafter is going to be between you and your lawyer. And the co-signer CC'd to this conversation if you, the homeowner, agrees that you want them to be CC'd to your conversations. You understand? And also, you can also tell them there are specific conversations that I want you guys to address to me personally without involving this person. And them lawyers, they are willing to do those things. Simple, easy peasy. That's it. The house, they would just go to a commissioner of oath, sign these documents in front of a commissioner of oath. You do that, and this house get to be under your name. No hassle, no trouble, nothing. Guys, like that is the main thing that I will advise to somebody living. Like, it's fine. We are Herero. I'm not arguing that we must not have kettles back home. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing about that. Goats, cows, everything. I'm not in disagreement with that. But what I'm saying is better to buy something that you know for sure, 100%, that I'm going to find this thing, even if I'm going to find it in a, maybe not in a very good state, but a property is a property no matter what. The value of the property goes up no matter what. You understand what I mean? The property will go up. You buy a house, you choose not to do renovation, you go back in Namibia in 10 years, you bought the house for 200,000, you'll be able to sell the house even for 700,000-800,000. I'm just making you guys to understand that the property's value, it goes up. So my advice to people living in the diaspora, it will be save your money, buy properties. I know it takes time to save this money, but it's better to take time to save the money for a property than buying a house that you won't find. Or like these people, Namibian people will humble you. You guys, you buy kettles and then you come there. There is no cow, there's nothing. You never sold anything, but there's nothing, and you cannot ask. Okay, you cannot ask. Even if you ask, the explanation will be the drought came, or Shikurioma, it was here, and that's it. You are done, finished. You cannot. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you invest in a property, you know that 100%. I took my 500,000, I took my 800,000, I took my house was 300,000. You know, I bought a house in Swakop, it was 300,000. It's just I bought it when I went back. So yeah, but exactly. My advice would be buy a house, buy houses, even if it means that you buy a house every 3 years. House every 3 years. Hey, English is failing me. House every 3 years and so and so. In the course of 10 years, you have 3 houses. You arrive in Namibia, you stay in one house, and you understand what I mean? That's what it is. So that is my advice. But like, I'm not against anything else, but that was me, and this is from my side of view. If anybody else have a different opinion, it's fine, but this is based on my experience, and this is how I feel about it. And if somebody else believes in something different, don't come for me. I'm just stating it as I see it. Number 2, what are the few things to put in place before going back home? Like I said, buy properties before you go back home. If you are going back home voluntarily, it means that you have your pockets and everything. You need money. You guys, you hear people saying that I'm going back to Namibia, I have 100,000. My dear, 100,000 is nothing in Namibia. Even if you have a property, 100,000 is nothing. It's not going to sustain you for years. You are going to stay in Namibia for a year, 2, 3 years, and then the money is finished and you want to go back to abroad, Canada, UK, US, whatever. I'm referring to these 3 countries because that is where most Hereros are. And this question was asked by somebody from my tribe, so that's why I'm referring to those countries. But if there are other people living in other countries, yeah, I'm referring to everybody living in the diaspora. But yeah, make sure you have how much is enough? I got asked that a lot. Jackie, you keep saying don't come back, how much is enough? This one is for my lady, she knows herself. Like, you know, nothing is enough. Nothing is enough. The only thing you have to know is just that once you return back home, you have to understand that because when you are returning, unless you are deported, if you are deported, it's different because you kind of don't have a choice. Not kind, you just don't have a choice. They just show up and then you are going, right? But if you are going back on your own, it means that you have enough. It means that you are comfortable. Enough is just being comfortable. When you come home, you know that, okay, this is what I have. And if my friend Inkelo is coming to Namibia, she's going to be taking vacations, going to Etoshes, going where. Me going back home, I'll save that money and have enough money to be spending on vacations for the first couple of days when I come, and then after relax and take your time and take that mentality out of saying whoever who came and slept in strong hotel, so I should sleep there. Just be enough is just having enough resources to use for what you have. Just knowing how to use your resources, that is enough. No, enough is just knowing how to use your resources. I think I should just put it like that. So I would say use your resources wisely. That is enough. When you know that I want to go back home, I'm done here, make sure you have enough. I have enough, which means I know how to use my resources. Enough is knowing how to use your resources, nothing else. If you don't know how to use your resources that you have, it will never be enough, because you come in Namibia and you'll be using all the money and the money is finished and then you don't know what happened, and you start saying barowa and stuff like that, and people doesn't want me to move forward with my life and blah blah blah. Baby, I'm recording. Thanks. You come there, you misuse your money, you start barowa, I can't move forward because people are jealous of me, because you did not use your resources wisely. And with the moment you come to Namibia, everybody wants you to spend their money on them. That is also another thing you have to know. If you are not spending money on them, even be it your friends, be it family members, a lot of them, they want you to spend money on them. And if you are not spending money on them, it means that you are not used to them, which is the good thing. If you are not used to them, they stop talking to you. You meet on family occasions and that's it. And you keep your resources to yourself and you are able to maintain it for a couple of years or many years. You know, another thing was living Canada for 10 years before getting deported. Do you feel like you could have done things differently while living in Canada, or any time of regret, like any time of hey, English, yeah. Any time of regret, like I could have saved a lot because no one knows when deportation takes place. Yes, you could have saved a lot. That one, yes. When you like, even before when I was here, I'm not really a party kind of person. Like, I'm not into parties and stuff like that. I'm more into saving money and not taking vacations and all this nonsense and stuff like that. But guys, regret. One thing I regret, when I was in Namibia, right? Even before I knew I was coming back here, before the application was approved and everything, the very thing that I was regretting is I was like, wait, the way I've never been to BC. I've never been to Vancouver, but I love Vancouver. I would want to step my feet in Vancouver, right? And I was in Canada. I had the resources to go to Vancouver for vacation, but I was always like, no, I can't go because I have to save money. I can't go to Banff. I went to Banff and stayed for one day. I came in the night, we slept. The next morning we woke up, we went back. I didn't have time even to explore. Like, you understand? There's a lot of things that I could have done when I was here that I never did, and I regret those things. I was regretting those things when I was home. Like, I had all these resources and I was not using them. I was sending money back home, and when we returned back home, the things you were spending a lot of money on are not as expected. I'm not saying I didn't find things. Yes, I found things, and I keep saying this. I found things when I went back home, but what I'm saying is not what I was expecting. But life goes on. I couldn't save my own money, so why would I expect somebody else to save my money for me? You understand? It is what it is. Life goes on. Life happens. Save your money. I would say save a lot of money to yourself. Invest in properties. Properties will bring you money. Even if you are deported and you have two properties in Namibia, it's fine. One house is rented. One, you put the flats at the back and rent it out and then stay in the main house. And then you have full income coming in 24/7. Then you move on with your life and you live a good life. And living a good life in Namibia is mainly just, like I said, maintain your resources, know what you have, know who you are. You have to understand who you are. And that is also another thing. You have to understand who you are. And guys, you guys, one of an asset to what I'm looking for in an apartment right now. Right now I'm not in my house. The lady of the house is not here. I'm staying in my cousin's house and his fiance, the kids. So one thing you know, when you're here, you go like, you rent an apartment with washing machines and you're like, I cannot do laundries on the machine every day. That means I'm lazy. Lazy to who? You are not lazy. You are just using the resources that you have. Once you return to Namibia, you are going to do those things because you don't have the resources. That's it. Know how to use the resources that you have. Use them. Don't worry. Like, one of the main things that I'm looking for in an apartment right now is a dishwasher. I love washing dishes. I hate drying dishes. So if I could get a house that is having a dishwasher, my dear friend, I'll be the happiest. I will never start. I'll wash pots, yes, but I will never put my hands in water washing dishes. Never. I'm not going to do those things because it's the resources that is there in that moment. I'm going to use it. I never used it. All the apartments I was staying in when I was in Canada, they had dishwashers, but I never used any because I kept saying, no, using a dishwasher, it means you're not a good wife. Good wife to who? Good wife to who? No, it's stupid. Use the resources that you have. Do whatever you have with the resources that you have in that moment, please. So with that said, my final word would be, go to Namibia, enjoy your money if you want to go back to Namibia for good. Start businesses as soon as you arrive in Namibia. I don't even know what kind of, I'm like, I don't know. I'm more a real estate kind of person, and people say real estate takes time to grow, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with taking time to grow. You can buy a house once in 3 years, so that is me. That is my advice to you. Buy houses, invest in properties. Don't do what? And this, where is Judy? Oh my goodness. There's also that thing of asking somebody in Namibia, can you please open an account under your name? I'll be sending money, so you won't use this account. You're opening an account under my name. You are in Canada, and you're expecting that I won't use the money in that account. Why? 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 You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Things happen, life goes on. Things on. If you're in a diaspora, live life, enjoy, take vacations. While you are saving money, take vacations. Don't forget to take vacations. Because in Namibia, you won't take vacations. Every cent counts when you are that side. So take vacations if you have to take vacations. If it means you are taking a vacation every 6 months, take it. Don't spare it. Take that vacation. You know, plan it. Even if you don't want to take that vacation, my dear, if you know that I want to be in BC, plan that vacation. Next summer, I'm going to BC. If I don't go to BC, I'm going to Banff. One of the two I have to go. Like, I'm going to Jasper. Like, I'm going everywhere in Canada where I can. I went to Niagara Falls. What did I do in Niagara Falls? I was camping because I was trying to save the $300 for the hotel. I'm going to sleep in a 5-star hotel. It's not expensive. I can afford it. I'm here. I have the resources. I'm going to use the resources. That's it. So that is my advice to you guys living in the diaspora. If you want to go back home, make sure you have enough money. Enough, like I said, enough is just being able to maintain the resources that you have. If you know that 10 grand is enough for me and you're able to maintain it, then it is. But it is what it is. Namibia, 10 grand is nothing. At least I would say after buying a house, at least minimum 500k, and then you move on with your life. Because you know when you come, the 500k you'll be able to use this for investing in other businesses and starting some stuff, and you move on with your life. But don't buy a house. Sorry about that, but don't. If you want to, you can, but if you don't want to, don't. Thank you. Bye.